time he stops following Republican dogma and shows some individuality and do the right thing. And that could apply to pretty much anything he's ever done since he's been in office, but that also applies to the whole Comey issue. Special prosecutor should be in his lexicon right now.
Very good, thank you. Any comments to Mr. Faso today?
Stop lying to me. Every time I write to you, you tell me you're going to do one thing, and then you turn around and do the other.
Other than he's a no-show, and he's spineless because he can't meet with his constituents and talk to us like human beings that we are. And that's all I want to say right now.
I would like to tell him he doesn't represent Mr. Trump. He elects the voters in his district, and he doesn't represent me at all. I don't see anything coming to my benefit or to my neighbor's benefit from him.
I'd like to tell Mr. Trump to enjoy his golf game. Hope he has a great time.
I want to tell him something.
Hope he has a great time. The taxpayers really like paying for him to fly to Florida every week.
You going to Florida today?
I don't know. No, he's probably busy tweeting now. It's coming up on the weekend, so, you know.
This is what I think, Mr. Faso. I think that you claim to be a moderate Republican, but I don't see you voting as a moderate Republican. So, for instance, when 20 Republicans voted against this latest terrible health bill, you were not among them. You voted for that bill. So what I am hoping that you will be able to find your way to support a special prosecutor. Since the firing of James Comey, it's clear that we need a special prosecutor to look into the issues around Russia and possible collusion. So see if you can find yourself to go to vote as a moderate Republican and vote for a special prosecutor. Thank you.
I do have something to say to Congressman Faso, and it is about the Comey firing. I just learned today that Janet Reno had appointed nine independent prosecutors during the Clinton administration. She recused herself and had nine independent prosecutors, which I think is amazing. And I would hope that Faso, as he is a moderate Republican, that he would support at least this one, that we do need an independent prosecutor when you have someone who at this point is coming across to me as a madman. I'm talking about Trump at this point. That we need the people to step up and put country ahead of politics. That's all.
I'm still obsessing about the ACA. I think his vote on the ACA is really detrimental to a great many people in his district. And I'm just very sad to have him do that.
So I have a question for Faso. There was an unwanted, unneeded bill that was passed that was basically to allow the ISPs to sell all of our information. Not asked for. The Republican Congress, House, and Senate all got paid for their vote. I have the list, and it shows what each member got paid, which is basically an outright bribery. I didn't see John Faso's name. So my question to Mr. Faso is, did you not vote with the rest of the Republican Congress, or is my list bad?
I don't really want to talk about Comey. I want to leave that to spin out. Hopefully it will spin out in a way that our congressman will be exempted from his supposedly moderate position, such as voting for the Trump care. I'd like to believe that he can't be as cruel as that he would allow this to happen to so many people, all of us. I have a pre-existing condition, but I'm not speaking for myself. I'm an older American. So anyway, those are my thoughts right now.
Well, I do want a special prosecutor appointed, but I just want to talk about, I would mention Congressman Faso's record. I'm so disappointed. I was ready and willing to give him a chance, and he just seems to be voting against the people every time. I understand he's pro-business. I'm pro-business. My husband was a business owner, and I support that. I just don't think that it should be consistently against the people. Polluted water going downstream to pollute the water of people living downstream in coal areas. The health care bill, so destructive to people, and the state of New York. We live in a great state. I think we need a great congressman, and I would like Mr. Faso to turn around and start being one and representing the people. I have hope. Thank you.
Well, I think clearly we need an independent prosecutor to restore any trust or faith in our government. I think we're possibly facing a constitutional crisis when the president is firing the person who is investigating him. But I'm also really concerned about a number of other things. Our congressman has voted for this terrible health care bill. I'm a senior. They're taking away money from Medicare, not from the benefits, but for the payments to hospitals, which is going to affect the availability of medical care for me in this community. I have a daughter with a pre-existing condition. And, you know, I'm thinking, am I going to face a time when I'm going to have to choose between paying for my health care and hers? And his explanations for why he's voted for this bill are just inadequate. And to vote to, it's wonderful to lower my property taxes, but I'm going to pay those taxes to the state anyway, and I'm going to live in a less healthy community because people are going to be thrown off Medicaid.
I think he's not doing his job. He's acting like we work for him rather than vice versa. I think he ought to get out here and have the BALLS to meet with people, not just in small groups.
Well, it's I didn't realize how bad John Faso was going to be until we started following what he's voting on and how he says one thing and does the other. He's not truthful. He's falling right in with the party line, and he needs to go.
Yeah, well, post-Comey, let's try to do something with bipartisan. I do know a little bit about Mr. Faso's political history. I do know a little bit about his backers, so I ask him as a human being, are you going to really sign on to a health care bill that is going to say no to veterans' health care? Is that American? Are you going to really sign on to a health care that is going to put you to constituents in a position where every single one of us are going to know somebody who's suffering because they can't afford health care?
I don't think the post-Comey era is the relevant part. If an elected representative says, while he's seeking votes, to do one thing and then vote in a different way, that is unprincipled, and that's why I'm here.
Just that he should support the right people.
You support the right people? What does that mean?
The people here, most of the country, who are opposed to President Trump's policies.
Impeach that madman or lock him up before he blows us up. I'm serious.
Well, I guess everything's on there. Let's get a special prosecutor, stop being a coward, and actually meet me. I just got a call today that finally his district manager will meet with me. We need a special prosecutor if we're going to have any confidence in this investigation.
I'd like Mr. Faso to stop protecting the 1%.
Hey, go get to work! Go back to work!
fighting for the cause. This guy is trying to take away our health care, and it's not right for those of us that need it. And I'm just trying to help out and make people more aware.
Have you been here before?
No, this is my first time. I was just walking by, and I seen everybody, standing here, and I figured, why not come help out and, do what I can.
Yeah, Medicare for all, not just seniors, everybody.
Yeah, that would be great. It'd be wonderful.
I have a daughter-in-law who had a massive stroke at age 48. She's now 52. Without the help of Medicaid, her life would be absolutely miserable. Without the help of all of the therapy that she's received, she would be a basket case. What you threatened to do to this woman and others like her is really sucks. And all I can hope is that your health remains good for the rest of your life. I know people who just cry at the sight of what has happened to this woman.
I would just say to the congressman that he needs to be more in touch with his district and the people in his district and stand up to the Trump administration and push back, whether it was on health care or Comey or any of the other initiatives, that the Trump administration is not a sane and sound administration. And it's amazing to watch him unravel right in front of us. And John Faso should stop taking the money from the big right-wing groups and stand up and really represent his district.
If they are going to take 14 days health care away from us, they should lose their health care.
When our country elected a black man for president, I was so proud and hopeful. And now we have elected this, and I'm terrified for my country.
What am I going to tell Mr. Faso? Single payer. It's all across the country. People want single payer. That's what I have to say to him.